guys, welcome back to the new video. So in this video we're gonna make this awesome project using the React.js and the Tailwind CSS. So let me show the demonstration of the project which we're gonna make in this video from start. So as you can see that we have this website. So let me refresh this website from start, and after refreshing I will show you what we are gonna build in this project. So here you can see that after refreshing we have this cool animation coming here like this, and also you can see that we have this explore solution here, and where we have this hover effect on this btn. Also you can see that here we have the background image, and also here we have a transparent image. Also you can see that when I scroll below, then this part of the header is always sticky at the top, and here also we have this menu which have the hover effect when we hover on this. Okay, so you can see that when I scroll below, then it is sticky at the top always. Okay, so let me refresh this again, and after refreshing I will show you that we have the sequence animation in this hero section. Okay, so let's move to the next section. You can see that we have our who we are section where we are showing all of these things like this, and here you can showcase all your company information in this manner. Also this have the sequence animation like this. Also you can see that when I scroll top and when I scroll below, then this animation will work here like this. Okay, so I will show you how you can add this type of animation in your website by using the React.js and the Tailwind CSS. And here you can see that we have the learn more about us button, and here also we have this hover effect on this button. Okay, so let's move to the next section. Here you can showcase all your client logos. Also here you can see that here we also have this animation working. If I go below, then you can see that we have this type of animation, and also we have the transparent image here in the background. Okay, so let's go below, and here you can see that we have again this section where you can showcase all your services like this. Service as the cloud solution, cybersecurity, and IT consulting. And here also we have this hover effect on these boxes. Okay, so and here if I go to the top and if I go below, then you can see that this animation will work on the page scroll also. Okay, so let's move to the next section. Here you can see that we have our portfolio section where you can showcase all your projects which we have built in your agency. And here also we have the animations. If I go to the top and if I go to the below, you can see that we have this type of animation in this project section also. And here we have this type of layout, and here we have the view case study. If you want to read more about this project, you can click on this and you can make a separate page for that also. Also we have this background image here. Okay, so let's move to the next section, and here you can see that we have the testimonial section. So here you can showcase all your client reviews like this. So means if you worked with so many clients and if you want to add the reviews in your websites, then you can add it here like this. Also you can see that we have this hover effect on these boxes. Okay, and you can see that here we have this type of layout. So this box is little small, this is little bit bigger, so it is looking good like this. Okay, and also if I go to the top and go to the below, you can see that here we also have the sequence animation here like this. Okay, and at last we have the CT section where you can link all your things here. Like if you want to link a form, you can link here in this information in this section. And at last we have our footer section where you can showcase all your information about your agency. Like here we have added the phone number, we have added our social icons, here we have all the links. And here we have the services where we are seeing the cloud solution, cybersecurity, network management. And also here we have the subscribe to newsletter email section. And at last you can see that we have the copyright section, and here we have the terms of use, privacy policy, and this policy. Okay, and you can see that if I go to the top of this website and when I click on this menu, if I click on the about, it will take me to the about part of the website, and you can see that the header is always sticky when I scroll. So let's move to the services, and when I click on the services, it will go to the services, and when I click on the projects, it will go to the projects, and similarly for the testimonial, and similarly for the contact. Okay, so you can see that this is fully working website. And also let me show you the mobile part of this website. So let's go to the mobile screen, and you can see that in the smaller screen also this website is fully responsive. I will also put a link in the video description, so you can see this website in your smartphone and in your laptop also. Okay, you can see this website and you can have a sneak peek that what we are going to build in this project also. Also you can see that all these animations are fully working in the smaller screens also, and these animations are very fast. You can see that. And here we have the testimonial sections, and here we have the CT section, and here we have the footer section. Okay, so let's move to the top of the website, And here also you can see that we have this mobile menu. If I click on this menu, we have this type of layout, and also when I click on the about, it will take me to the about, and similarly if I click on the services, it will take me to the services, and similarly to the projects, and similarly for the testimonial, and here we have the contact. Okay, so you can see that this website is fully responsive and it is fully working on different screen sizes. Okay, so I will give you all of these images in the video description for free, and you can also have this code from the video description. Okay, all the links are in the video description and all the images are also free. Okay, so you can see that when I click on this menu, it will have this menu, and when I click on the cross, it will go. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's start the video, and we're gonna build this whole React project from step by step from start. Okay, so let's start building our project. So first we have to make a folder. So and also I will give you all these images in the video description, so you can check out the links. All the links are in the video description. You can also have this kit, the website code. All the links are in the video description. Okay, so for making this website, first we have to make a folder. So you have to go to the desktop and make a folder there. So we're gonna make this folder and we're gonna name this folder next. So let's name this website. Okay, so let's name this website next. So wait. Okay, so let's name this next. So wait. Okay, then you have to go to this folder and you have to open this folder in a VS Code. Okay, so let's open this folder in the VS Code. And here we have to install the React and the Tailwind projects. So for installing it, what we have to do? Okay, so for installing it, let's go to the Google Chrome. Okay, so let's go to the Google Chrome, and here we have to open okay, so let me go here, and here we have to open, so write it here, React Tailwind project. So when you write this, it will open a website here. So here it will open the Tailwind CSS website. So just go here, and here you have to just copy this first command. Let's go to this, and here you have to open this, and then after that you have to just run this command. Okay, then it is saying npx create react app my project. So we're gonna build this project in this folder only. So let's keep it dot, and you have to enter this. So after that it will install the project. So let's wait for it. Okay, so it is installing the project. Also I'm using the windsurf. If you want to install, you can go to the VS Code extension and you can install this windsurf AI agent. So it will help you to code in your VS Code. It will suggest you code. It will also make your code better by giving you information what is going on in your code. So I'm using this windsurf in my VS Code. You can install this by going to the VS Code extension. This is totally free. Okay, so you have to just go to the extension and you have to search for windsurf, so you can install this. Okay, so let's wait for it. So you can see that it is still installing the project. So let's wait for it for some time, and after that we're going to run the second command. Here you can see the npm install tailwind. Okay, so you can see that I think this is done. Okay, this is saying happy hacking, so I think it is done. So let's go to the Google Chrome and we're going to copy the second command. Okay, so let's copy the second command, and here we have to go and run this second command. So it will install the Tailwind CSS. So here you can see that we have this type of folder. We have the package.json, package log.json. Okay, so this is also installed. So let's go to this and we're gonna run the npx tailwind init. So it will now make a tailwind.config.js file. So let's go here and let's click on this. So it will make a folder. Here you can see that we have a tailwind.config.js folder. Okay, so now let's go here, and here we have to go to this. Here you can see that we have this. So let's copy this, and here we have to paste this. Okay, then after that we have to go again, and here we have the index.css file. So let me copy this also, and we have to go to the src. Here you will find this index.css. You have to remove all of this and just paste this. Okay, that's it. Then after that you can see that we have this app.js. So let me go to the app.js, and here we have to replace all of this and just paste this command. Okay, after that it is done. Now let's me open a new terminal here, and here I have to run this npm run start. So let's see if our project is installed or not. So it will open our project in a new folder. So you can see that our project is successfully installed, I think. Here we have the local host at 3000, our old project, and we're gonna replicate this whole in this. Okay. So let's start the video, and the video is already started. Okay, so let's start building our hero section first, and we're gonna make this all these sections step by step. Okay, so if you are new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We regularly make this type of awesome project videos in our channel. If you want to learn the WordPress, if you want to learn the React.js front-end projects, we regularly made this type of projects from start to end, step by step. Okay, so let's start, and we're gonna build this hero section first. Gonna make some folder structure. Okay, so here you can see that we have this type of structure here. So in the inside the src we have to make a folder, and the folder will be sections. Okay, so let have these sections, and after that inside these sections we have to make some files. So the first file will be about.jsx. Okay, and here you can write rafc like this, and after that we can save this. Okay, and after that we have to again add a new file. Okay, so let's save this, and after that after that we have to make one more file, clients.jsx. Okay, also we have to write here rafc and press enter like this. Okay, then let's make all of the files. So here we have the cta.jsx, and here we can write rafc, enter. Okay, then after that here we have the footer.jsx. Then here also we can write rafc, so it will make the footer boilerplate. Okay, so for this I am using an extension. So the name of the extension is ES7 plus React Redux native snippets. Okay, so you can install this extension from the VS Code extension tab. And after that we're gonna install, we're gonna make a new file, header.jsx, and here also we can write rafc. Okay, and after that here let's make a hero.jsx, and here we can write rafc. Okay, then we have the offer.jsx, and here we can write rafc. Okay, so these are the files, and we are left with some more files. Then we have portfolio.jsx, rafc. Okay, let's write this rafc again. Okay, and here we have reviews.jsx, rafc. Okay, like this. Okay, so these are all the files which are required. Okay, also I want to copy some more files from the old project, and also I will give you those files in the video description. So let me copy those files first, and I will explain what are those files. So let me go to my old project. Here I have this project. Here you can see that I have to copy two files. So one file, though, let's go to the src, and here I have to copy the assets, and we have to copy the export.js. Okay, these two files we have to copy, and let me copy this, and let me go to the desktop again, and after that I have this my project here next to it. Let's go to the src again, and here we have to remove the, okay, so we don't have to remove any, so let me paste this. Okay, we have export.js and assets folder, and also I have to copy one more file. So let me go to this, and here I have to copy the react. Let's go to the public. Okay, it is not in the public, so let's go to the src again. Here I have the sections. Okay, here we have the, okay, so we have to copy this tailwind.config.js. Okay, so let me show you why. So here we have to go to this here, and here I have this. So let me delete this, and let's paste this. Okay, now let's open our project, and here let's open this also. Okay, so now you can see that here we have all the images in the assets which are required for making this website, and also we have copied the export.js. So in the export.js I have all the information which are required, like here I have the project details, here I have the services, Okay, all of these files are there. Here I have the React icons and this. So we have to install this library also. Here we have the reviews. Okay, so we have all this data in a JSON format, which we're gonna use for making this website. Okay, and also I have copied one more file. So this is a file tailwind.config.js. I have copied it because here we have the fonts. Here I have the color, this extent. Here I have the theme green, and here we have the font family Poppins. Okay, and if I go to the index.css, I want to copy a simple code also. So let me go to my previous file. Let's go here and here I have to copy one more file, index.css, because in that I have put the uh, Poppins font CDN link. So you can copy this here. Okay, I will give you all of this file in the video description, so don't worry for that. Okay, so let me go to the src, and here we have the index dot I think yes. Okay, so we have the index.css. So let me copy this and let's go to this, and here in the next wait, we have to go to the src. Here we have the index.css. So let me paste it here, and it will replace the file in the destination. Okay, so now if I open this folder, you can see that we have this import file here. Okay, so all our project is fully set up now for making this. Okay, so let me go here. Okay, so let's start, and we're gonna first make the, so let's first make the hero. So let's open the hero, and here you can see that right now we are having this. Okay, why we are having this? So for that we have to go to the app.js, and here we have to go inside this, and here we can write, let's write hero. Okay, so we don't have to write here, we have to open this. So inside this we have to write hero. Okay, like this. So if I see you, you can see that we have this hero. Now after that we have to similarly we have to write here about. Okay, so this is giving us error because we have not imported it correctly at the top. So let me close this again. Okay, so it is saying it is not giving us because you have to go to the about.js again, and you have to save this one more time. Now let's go to the app.jsx, and then again we have to try this about. It will say about, and now you can see this is working. So you can see that we have this about. Then after that we have to enter the clients. So let's go to the clients, and here we have to save one more time. Now let's go to the app.js, and here we can write clients. Okay, so we have the clients here. Then after that we have another thing. So we have the offer here, so we can go to the offer, and here we have to save this ones. And let's go to the offer, let's go to the app.js, and here we have to write offer. Okay, so we have the fifth one here. So the fifth one we have the project, so we have the portfolio name here. So we have to go to this, and here in below that we can write here. Okay, so we can write here portfolio. Okay, we have the portfolio, and 1 2 3 4 5. So the sixth one is the reviews. So we can go to the reviews. Let's save this. Let's go to the app.js again, and here inside this reviews. Okay, we have the reviews here, and the seventh one is the CTA. So let's go to the CTA. Let's save this here. Let's go to the app.js, and here we can write a CTA. Okay, so you can see that all of these are fully rendered here. Now let's go to the hero, and we're gonna build the hero first. Okay, so let me close all of these sections here, and we're gonna build the header and footer also. So let's add those also. So here we have the header. So let's go to the app.js, and here at the top of the hero we can write header. Okay, and below that we have to go to the footer, and in the app.js in the below footer. Okay, like this. Okay, so you can see that all of these are added here. Now let's start with the hero, and we're gonna build the hero section first. Okay, so for making this project we have to install some libraries. So let me go to the, let's make this bigger, and here we have to go to the terminal. Let's make the new terminal, and here we have to install npm I aos. So this is the animate on scroll library which we're gonna use for animating the website. Okay, so this is installed. Now let's install npm I react icons. Okay, so these are the icons which we're gonna use for adding in our website. And at last we have to install npm I react scroll. So this is the scroll feature. So when you click on any of the menu, it will take to that respective section. Okay, so all of these are installed. Now let's go to the hero, and here we have to import some things. So let's go to this, and here we have to import hero img from. So we have to go to the assets, and you can see that we are using the WindSurf. That's why we are getting these options here. So you can go to the extension and install this. It will give you extension. Here I have this mistakes. This is not, this is the PNG one. Okay, like this. Then I am gonna import background image from. So here also we have to import this. Okay, here we're gonna write assets hero slash bg slash jpg. Okay, like this. And at last we have to import some libraries which we're gonna use for animate on scroll. So from the aos. Okay, and here we can import the css file of that, aos dist aos.css, like this. Okay, so these are done. Now after this we have to use the use effect, and here we have to open the use effect. Okay, and here we have to open the use effect, and also you can see that here we can add this. Then we have the aos init. Okay, aos init, like this. And here you can see that we have the duration. So let's keep the duration 800. So you can see that we are getting the auto suggestion here by using the WindSurf. So we're gonna keep the delay time 200, and also we're gonna make this once false. Okay, like this. Okay, so this is done. Now let's go to this, and here we have this folder. So let's remove this folder, and inside this we're gonna add the two folders. Okay, so let's go to this. Okay, so let's open this side by side. Let me open this side by side, so we're gonna see what we are building here. Okay, like this. Right now we have this blank, so you can see that hero is gone from there. So here we can write id hero. So this id will be used to go to this sections. Okay, so I think this is hero, and here we have to enter the class name here. So we're gonna add the width full here. So height would be auto, so height will be auto adjusting. Then flex. Okay, then we in the large we're gonna use the flex row, and for the mobile devices we're gonna use the flex call. Here you can see that we are getting the auto suggestions here. So I'm gonna use the auto suggestion item center, and here we are getting a justify center, but we're gonna use here justify between. Okay, and after that after the item center, let me put some padding here. So this is the padding in the x direction for the bigger screens, and for the smaller screen we're gonna use the 20 pixel. Okay, and for the larger scale padding from the top we're gonna use 150 pixel. Okay, and padding from the bottom we're gonna use the, means for the mobile devices we're gonna use the 120 pixel. Okay, and 120 pixel, and also for the bottom we're gonna use the 80 pixel. Okay, and for the smaller screens we're gonna have the 60 pixel. And for the large, we have to add the gap of 60 pixel. And for the smaller devices, we can add the gap of this. Then we can write BG cover, BG center, because we're gonna use the background image, BG cover and BG center. And now we're gonna add a style tag here. So by using this, so you can see that I have the auto suggestion here, and it has already completed this whole code. And this is fully correct, I think, background image. And here you have the background image name, this. Okay, this is fully correct. If I save this, let me see, I have this image. Okay, so you can see that I have this image also. Okay, now inside this, you can see that we have the first one. So in the first one, let me enter some code. Here we're gonna write seamless IT services. Okay, and here also we're gonna go to the first div first. So let's go here LG. In the LG, we're gonna use a 1/2, and for the normal devices, we're gonna have the full width. And flex chord, and gap would be 20 pixel. Gap would be 20 pixel, and item start justify center. Okay, like this. So right now it is not visible. So let's go to this H1, and here we're gonna add class name, text theme green, and here we're gonna have the, you can see that we are getting the auto suggestion like this. Here we are getting the text SM, font, Poppins. Okay, like this. So if I save this, you can see that. Okay, so here we are not getting this. Let me check why we are not getting. If I go to the tailwind.config.js, here we have this option. Okay, and if I go to the index.css also, here let's save this. Now you can see that we have this because this is not saved. Okay, so this is there. Now inside below the h1, we're gonna open this again, and here we're gonna write transforming ideas into digital success. Here also we're gonna have some CSS. So the CSS would be text white, and for the large, text would be 70 pixel, and for the smaller devices, text would be 40 pixel, and this would be capitalized. And leading is used for giving the 1.2 em, means the leading is used for giving the line height. And here we're gonna use the font options. So let's save this. Here you can see that we have this. Okay, then after that, here if I go to the below, here we have the P, and for the P we're gonna use the lorem 20. Okay, so it will give some lorem if some content. And here we're gonna write class name equal to text gray 300, text sm, okay, text md, okay, text md, and font buttons. Okay, so this is done. Now you can see that we have this first section, and for the second section we have this. Now let's go below, and here we're gonna add a div, and inside this div we have one more div, and inside this I have this hero. Okay, so here I'm gonna using some overlay. Okay, you can see that we have this, but if I go to this, you can see that here we have this. Let's go to the top. Here you can see that we have this overlay color, so that's why we are using so much div here. So let me show you. So this is the first one, this is the second one, main. So for this we're gonna add large. For the large devices it would be 1/2, and then with the full flex justify center, item center. Okay, then after that you can see that we have other div here. So let's add some styling here also. Class name large, width would be 80%, width full, flex, justify center, item center, px5, pt5, and bg theme green. Okay, and here we have the bg opacity value, which will have some opacity in that. Now let's make this master tree bg opacity, and here we have the z index 10 and rounded MD. So let's save this. Okay, so here you can see that we have this color here, rounded MD. Okay, then after that inside this, after the image, we have a new class opacity 100, like this. Okay, so this is done. And also if I go to this upper one, after the P we have one more button, and it is saying explore solutions. Okay, so let me give some CSS to this color, to this button. So here we have the class name equal to bg theme green, bg theme green, bg theme green, and we have the hover bg white. For the hover we have the text black, py would be 4, padding in the y-axis, padding in the x-axis would be 6, text black, text md, and would be font would be semi bold. And from the margin, and from the margin top we have the 5 value, and now we have the rounded MD. Okay, so let's save this. Now you can see that we have this button here. Okay, I think there is not applying the padding below, so let me check why. Here we have the px, and here we don't have the py, I think. Okay, so this is the reason I don't put the line. Now if I check, we have this below. Okay, so if I see, we have successfully built our hero section. Okay, so if I go to the desktop part also, you can see that we have successfully built this. Now let me put these animations in this. Okay, so you can see that we have added this animation library at the top. So for adding the animation, what we have to do, you have to just add this data AOS, and there are so many animation. So we're gonna use the zoom in animation, and also we're gonna add data AOS delay, so it will add the delay time. So we're gonna add the 50, like this. Okay, then you can similarly copy these things, because we don't want to write again and again. So here we're gonna write this, and here you can increase some delay time like 100. Okay, and after that here we have the P. Here also we can increase some display delay time like 170. Okay, and for the button we're gonna use slide up, and this will come after 200. Okay, and here you can see that we have justify center. Here we have this div, and here also we're gonna put these animations, and this will come after the 230 milliseconds. Now if I go here, and here you can see that we have this, but this is not working. Now when I refresh, this will work like this. Okay, so we have successfully built our hero section. Now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build this other section. So now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build the about us section. So you can see that here we have the about. Now let's go. Now let's go, and here we have to again go below, and here we have to import the image about img from about img assets, and here we have to write about.jpg. Okay, so it will import the about image, and we can so you can see that we have the WinSurf, so it is give us this code automatically, and we have just imported that. Let's go below, and here we have to write use effect, and here we have to write this. Okay, so you can see that we are using the power of the WinSurf. Okay, so if you are using the WinSurf, then it will auto suggest you this code, and it also remember this code about, and inside this we have to make the two boxes. So let's write this 2 by 2, and here we have to write class name width full height auto flex call item center and justify between. And for the large devices we have the padding of 80 pixel, and for the smaller, and let's give the padding in the y direction also, so it would be 80 pixel. And here here for the py, for the smaller screens we have to write 60 pixel, and px we have the 20 pixel. Okay, and here we have the gap of 60 pixel. Okay, then you can see that here we had the top box, and here we have this widthful flex call justify. We have the flex call, and here we have the item center. Here we have the justify between, and gap would be 60 pixels. Okay, and after that you can see that inside this we have to go inside this top box, and here we have to enter the div. So inside the top box we have to make the two divs, so let's make the two div here. Okay, so this is inside the top box, and let's name this the last one, bottom box. Okay, so we have this top box. So inside this top box uh, let's give this first class name. So for the large devices we have width of 60 pixel, and then we have the width full for the smaller devices. Then we have the flex call justify center item start, gap would be 10 pixel. Okay, then inside this we have to add this, and this will says who we are. Okay, and here we have the class name theme green uppercase, and this would be text sm and font Poppins. Okay, so if you can see that here we have this who we are, and after that below that we can again enter this, and here we have to write delivering excellence in IT solutions. So now we have to write this text blacks, and text size would be 45 pixel, and capitalize, and leading value would be 1.2 em, and font Poppins. Okay, like this. And also you can see that here we have the text 45 pixels. So this is for the bigger skin, so let me name this LG, and for the smaller skins we can make this text 30 pixel like this. Okay, and after that For this we can write this, and here we have the lorem. So let me delete this whole at once, and here we have the lorem 20, and here also we can have the text grade would be 500, and this would be text MD font Poppins. Okay, like this. Okay, like this. Then you can see that we have this one more div here. So for this div, we're gonna add this, and here also we're gonna give large. For the large devices we have the 40% width, and that for the smaller we have the full, then flex, then for the large justify and for the smaller we have to justify start item center, and for the button we have learn more, and here we have the BG theme green, hover BG black, and for the hover we have the text white, and in the py we are giving the 4 value, means the padding in the y direction it's 4, and the padding in that direction would be 6, and also we have the text black, text MD, font semi bold, and empty would be 5. Also we have the rounded MD. Okay, so you can see that we have this button, also this hover effect is also working. Okay, now let's go to the bottom box. Okay, let's go to the bottom box, and here we have to make the bottom box now, and inside the bottom box we have to make the 2 div. Okay, so we have the 2 div. So one div is for the image img box, means the image box, and the second image would be content box, like this. Okay, then this is the main box. So let's me this with full flex, and for the large devices flex row x, we have the flex curve, justify between and item center, and gap would be 30 pixel. Okay, like this. Then here we have the image box, class name, and here with the large, and this width would be 40%, and width would be full. Okay, then here we have the image, and here we can give the image value. So the image would be about image which we have already imported at the top. I think if we go below, yes, we have imported that. We have this image here right now, and also we can give some classes here with full bg cover, bg center. Okay, so this is done. Now for the content box, let's give some classes here. Large with 60%, with full flex called item start, justify between, and the gap would be 60 pixel. Okay, then we have to make these boxes. and here you can see that we have the class name flex call, item start, justify center, gap would be 3. And here in the H1 we can write expertise, and here we have the lorem 15. Okay, if I see, you can see that we have this. Now let's go to the H1, and here we have to enter the class name. So the class name would be text black. Okay, text black, and text would be 35 pixel, and capitalize 1.2 em, font Poppins. Okay, like this. Also let's go to this, and here we can write text gray 500, text MD, means the size of the text would be MD, medium size, and font Poppins, like this. Okay, now we can have this, and we can duplicate this. Now we can have this content. Okay, so this is done. Also, if I go here, if we can view this, so we can have this. Okay, so you can see that this is not working. If I refresh this, so we have this issue here. This is not stacked, I think. So let me check the issue. If I go here, so the issue was that here in the top box we have added this only flex, and we don't have added this LGM flex row. So you have to just add this. So you can pause the video and you can have the same code like for the top box and for this. Okay, and after that you can see that we have this type of section, and also if I go to the desktop part, you can see that we have this fully working here. Okay, like this. Now let's move to the next section. Let's move to the next section. What is our next section? So our next section is this client section. So let's move, and we're gonna build this section now. Now let's make this section. So for making this, let me again open this like this. Let me close this, and we're gonna open these clients. And here we're gonna write import background image from assets and hero bg.jpg. Then here we have to import some logos, assets, logo.png, and we're gonna duplicate this 7 times. Okay, let me go here. Okay, let's duplicate this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now we have to rename this. So we have to rename this 2, 3, 4, 5, then we have the 6, we have the 7, then we have the 8. Okay, similarly we have to rename this also 2, 3. Okay, this is 2, this is 3. Okay, then this is 4, then this is 5, then this is 6, then this is 7, then this is 8. Okay, then after that we can go to below, and here we can write import AOS. So this is not giving me suggestions. Import AOS from AOS, then we have to import AOS listed.css. Use effect. Okay, and here we have to write. Okay, so you can see that the windsurf is giving us auto suggestions. So that's why I'm using the windsurf. It is very helpful. And there is one more thing, that here we have to add the square bracket. Okay, like this. Then you can see that we have the client. After that, let's me remove this. And here we have the ID clients. Width would be full, height auto, flex call, item center, justify center. And for the large devices we have 80 pixel, and for the smaller devices we have 20 pixel, and for the large devices in the y-axis we have 80 pixel, and for the smaller devices we have 50 pixel, and gap would be 60 pixel, and BG cover and BG center. Okay, BG cover and BG center. Then we have the style, and here we have the background image like this. You can see that we have the background image here, and then after that we can have this. Okay, and here also we have to put this div, and inside this div we have to give some classes. So let's start adding the animations right now. Zoom in. Data OS delay would be 50. Class name would be BG wide, rounded full, px10, ey would be 3, font semi bold, flex row, flex call, justify, item would be center, and width would be full. And for the large devices, gap would be 2, gap would be 1. Okay, and here we have to write trusted by, where we can open a span tag, and inside this we can write businesses worldwide, and after the span tag we can write reliable IT solution. Okay, and here you can see that in the span tag we have to write text green like this. You can see that we have this here. Okay, we have this div, and this is closing here. Then after that we have to open a new div. Okay, tested by IT solutions. Then after that let's go here, and here we have to open a new div. This class name would be with full grade. ये हो जाएगा grade calls to for the smaller devices. Okay, like this. With full grade, large में grade calls to. Then we have to enter the div here. Okay, and here we have to write data AOS slide up. Data AOS delay would be 100. And classroom, we're gonna add the border 0.5 px, border wide. For large devices we have 20, p10 flex, justify center, item center. Okay, and item center, and after that we have to enter this inside div, and here we have to add the src, and here we have to put the logo one. Okay, and let's give some classes here. So width would be 150 pixel, like this. Okay, now we have to make this 8 times. So you can see that we have this. Okay, so this is the, now we can copy this 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, let's see. You can see that we have all of this, and here just we have to update the logo value. Like here we can add the logo 2. Similarly here we can add logo 3. Here we can add logo 4, logo 5. Here we have the logo 6, logo 7, and this is the logo 8. Okay, now if I go to this and see our section, so you can see that this is fully working, and we have successfully built the hero, about, and this client section. Okay, so now let's move to the next section. So our next section is this. This is the services section. Okay, so let's start making this section. Now let's move to the next section where we're going to build the offer. So here you can see that we have this offer. So in the offer we have to import some things. So let's import services from, and this will, let's import export. Okay, we have to import the services, and now we're gonna import AOS from AOS. So you have to wait some time for the auto suggestion. AOS this. Okay, now let's go below. Here we have to import this use effect. So you can see that this also remembers your code what you have done before, and it will give you suggestion according to that. So now here we have to make the services. So let's go to this, and here we're gonna have the id services, and class name we have to give here width full, height auto, flex call, item center, and this is the justify center. And for the large devices, padding in the x-axis would be 80 pixel, and for the smaller devices, padding in the x-axis would be 20 pixel, and for the large devices, padding in the y-axis would be 80 pixel, and for the smaller devices it would be 60 pixel. And you can see that it is giving us auto suggestions also, so you can just press tab and that code will be applied. Okay, now we're gonna add the h1, and here we're gonna say, let's say this our services. Okay, our services. Okay, and here also we're gonna add the data AOS, zoom in, data OS delay would be, and this would be text theme green, uppercase text SM, and this will be font Poppins. Okay, then after that we're gonna give the H1. In here also we're gonna give the driving digital transformation with excellence. Okay, and here in the H1 we have data iOS zoom in, and we can add data iOS delay. This would be 100. Let's save this. Okay, so I think we have this auto suggestion. Let's see. Okay, so we have to delete this whole. Now we're gonna write here text gray 500, text MD, font Poppins, and for the large devices we have width 60%. For the smaller devices we have width for full. Okay, so I think we have some, it is not loading because we have put here data iOS delay. So let me remove this first so we can see what is happening. Okay, so you can see that we have text gray, text MD. Okay, so here we have to write this text black, and for the large we have 45 pixel, and this would be 60 pixel, capitalize, leading 1.2 em, and font Poppins. Okay, and for the large devices, we have width 50% and width full, text center. Okay, let's go to the lorem ipsum now. Lorem 15, and here also we can add text gray. Let's see the suggestions. I think these suggestions are good. Font Poppins. Then for the large devices we have width 60%, width full, and this would say text center like this. Okay, like this. Now let me copy this animation. We're gonna copy this animation now, and in the second H1 we can again put this, and this would be 100, and here also we're gonna put this, and this would be 150. Okay, like this. Now if I go here and here, we're gonna make this date. Okay, let's put it here. Here we're gonna render the services from the export.js. So we have the wait full, grid, large, grid calls 3, grid calls 1. Okay, so grid calls 1, then grid will be justify center, item center gap 6, and margin top would be 6 also. Okay, like this. Then here we have done some spelling mistake, item center. Okay, now we have to render services dot map like this. Okay, and inside this and here we're gonna say key equal to index. Okay, and the key equal to index, and here the flux, Let's call justify center gap 4 p10 border 2 gray bg white. This would be green 100. This would be rounded MD and cursor pointer. Okay, like this. You can see that we have this here rendered, and top one is not visible because we have put their animations. Okay, that's why. Now inside this we have service dot icon. Okay, and here we can write class name, size 35 pixel, and margin bottom would be 5. Okay, like this. And after that we're gonna write h1 service dot title, and here we're gonna put some classes. So text would be black, text will be 25 pixel, capitalize, leading 1.2 em, and font Poppins. Okay, now let's go to the P. We write service.para, text gray 500, text sm, okay, and here we're gonna write button, text cream green, and here we have to write text black, text sm, font semi bold, uppercase, empty would be 10. Okay, so you can see that we have this. So let me go to this, and here you can see that we have not, okay, so after refreshing we have done, we have these services also. So if I go here and see here, you can see that we have successfully working services section is also working now. Okay, so now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build the other section like portfolio and reviews. So now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build the portfolio. So let me close all of this. Let's go to the portfolio, and here you can see that we have this. So now let's import some images here. So here we're gonna import background image from, here we're gonna write assets hero bg.jpg. Okay, and here we're gonna import projects from export.js from export. Okay, and here again we're gonna import the iOS, import iOS from iOS, and here we're gonna import iOS slash this.css. Okay, now again we have to enter this, use effect, okay, like this. So you can see that the power of the windsurf, it remembers your code and give you auto suggestions that make your website building process very fast. Width full, height auto. This is giving me some suggestion. Let me see. Flex call, item center, justify center, large 80 pixel, 20 pixel, py. So gap is also 60 pixel. Okay, so the suggestion is not correct. So let me make this flex call, item center, justify center, and for large devices padding and accesses would be 80 pixel, padding in the smaller devices would be 20 pixel. For the large devices, padding would be 80 pixel, and for the smaller device when it would be 60 pixels, then gap would be 20 pixel, BG would be cover, BG would be center. Okay, now we have to go here. BG would be center. Okay, then we have the style, background image. Okay, so here you can see that we have this value here. Let me remove this. Now let's publish. Now you can see that we have this again. Okay, now let's do one more thing again, because we are copying this again and again. So let's one more thing. Let's go to the services. Here we have the we don't have the services. I think we have the offer. Okay, and here we can copy this up to P, because this is almost same in every section. So we can copy this. Okay, and here we can paste it like this. Okay, just we have to make this white. So write this here. We have the text black. So let's make this white. Okay, and here we have the text gray 300. Okay, and we can write our portfolio here. Our portfolio. And here we can write explore our portfolio and showcase our best works. Okay, like this. So this is not visible because we have added this animations also. Okay, rest this is looking good. Now let's go after the P tag, and inside the P tag, so let's first enter this here, class name, here we can write grid for the large devices, grid calls to, which calls on justify center, item center, gap 10, and margin top would be 8. Okay, like this. And inside this projects.map, like this. Like this, and here we can write key index. Okay, and here we can put some values, flex for justify centered, item start. Okay, like this. And below this we can write image tag, and here we can write project.img. You can see that we have this image rendered there, and this would say with full BG cover, BG center. Then after the image tag, You have to open a div, dg gray 600, padding 8, flex solve, justify, center, start gap 4. Okay, then inside this we have to put this project.title. Okay, so if I go below, you can see that we have the project.title. Also here, okay, project.title, and let's go to the h1. Here we can give some values to this. Okay, here is the veg agree, item center. Here we can write class name, text, wide, lg, 25 pixel, 22 pixel, capitalize, leading 1.2 em, font poppins, text left. Okay, we have this. Also you can see that we have this all. So let's do one thing, let's enter here width full, and also you can see that inside this we have this, so let me give here full also. Okay, so you can see that we have this full width. Now below that we can put this project.para, and here we can use the p tag for the para. Let's use here p tag, and we can write text gray 300, text sm, font poppins, text 300, text sm, font poppins, and here we can write text left. Okay, like this. Then after the p tag we have the button, and this is saying view mode. Okay, and here also we can write text 3 green, hover, text wide, text sm, and the font would be semi bold, and margin top would be 5. Let's save. Okay, so here you can see that we have successfully built our this section also, and this is repeating project.title, cloud migration for tech corp. Okay, so let me see here if we are repeating this here also. Okay, so here also, so you have to, if you want to add different values, you can go to the export.js. Let me show you how we are rendered. So here we are rendered the projects. So if I go to the projects, these are the projects. So here you can see that we have the same name, title, crowd, tech corp. Okay, so all these names are same. That's why we are having the same name here. Okay, so let me open this in a new full window, and here you can see that our portfolio section is also ready. Now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build the other sections like review, CTA, and all. So now let's move to the final parts of the video. Only some sections are left. So let's go to the reviews part, and we have to open the review. Now we're gonna make the review section. Okay, so this is a React Tailwind project we are building. You can also add this project in your CV. Okay, so let's import the reviews from the export.js. Then we have to import fa start from React icons fa, and then again we have to import the AOS libraries. from AOS. And here also we have to add the import OS slash this. Then here we can add the use effect. Okay, and then here we can add the testimonials ID. So whenever someone click on the testimonial in the menu, it will redirect to this. Here we're gonna write at height full, height auto, flex call, item center, and justify center. And for the large devices, padding would be 80 pixel and padding would be 20 pixel. For the large devices, padding in the y-axis would be 80 pixel again. This would be 60 pixel. Okay, and gap would be 20 pixel. Like this. If I go below. Okay, now we can add this H1 client voices. Also here we gonna add text theme green, text SM. Text SM would be for the text smaller size. These are the colors, these are the font pop-ins in the font family. Okay, then we can go below again, and here we can write stories of success from our clients. Okay, then we can put some classes styling here also. Text black, and for the large devices text would be 35 pixel, and text for the smaller devices would be 30 pixel. Capitalize, and we can add the line height to 1.2. Let's have the square brackets here, 1.2 em. Okay, and then we can have the font pop-ins. For the large devices, we have the width to 50%, and for the smaller devices, width full and text center. Okay, like this. Then we have the lorem 15, and here also we have to put some classes. Text gray 500, text MD. Okay, so this is giving some auto suggestion and this is correct. Okay, now below that we can open a div, and here we can write width full, grid, calls 4, grid calls 2, justify center, item center. For the LG, gap would be 6. Smaller device gap would be 3, and empty would be 6. Let's map. Okay, this gives us auto code. Let's open a div tag here, and here we have to enter the key value index. Okay, then let's put some styling to this. Flex direction would be column, justify center, item start, and gap would be 4, bg gray 100, hover, bg green 100. Okay, if I see here, and padding would be 6. Okay, green 100. After that we have to give some padding in the y direction would be 12, padding in the smaller devices would be 5, and for the large devices padding would be 8, for the smaller devices padding would be 4, padding would be 8 and padding would be 4. Okay, and this would be rounded MD and cursor pointer. So if I go here and see, we have this boxes ready. Now let's go inside. Let's go inside, and here we're gonna add button, and this button would say review rating. Okay, and this would be FS star, giving a auto suggestion. Okay, and in the FS star we have to put some class text yellow 500. Okay, and in the button you have to give some classes flex, justify center, items center, gap would be 1, bg white, padding in the y direction would be 2, padding in the x direction would be 4, rounded would be fill. Okay, like this you can see that we have this. Now below the button let's add a p tag, and here we're gonna open this bracket, review dot about. Let's see. Okay, we have this about. Now let's add the classes here, text gray 500, text section fonts poppins, text would be in the left direction. Okay, like this. And now let's go below. Here we're gonna add a new div here. Let's add some classes empty5, and inside this we're gonna add the review.name, and this would be text theme green, and text size would be medium, and font would be poppins, and text direction would be start from left. Okay, so we have this. Now below the h1 we have to put one more h1, review.role. We have this role also. Now we have to add the class name, text gray 700, font would be 500. Okay, so here we have the font, so this would be font weight, okay, let's go, and font would be 500. Okay, like this. I think the font bold property is not correct, so let's add this here, text as some font poppins, text left, capitalize. Okay, so let me show you one more thing, that here you can see that the font, this property is not correct. So you can go to the windsurf and you can ask the windsurf, I want to give font weight property using Tailwind CSS. How to do? So if you ask here in the windsurf, it will give you the answer. So here you can see that it has given some properties. So the font weight, so we have to use the font FW. It's saying FW, use this like this. So let's try. Let me remove this from here. FW 600. So let's see. Okay, so this is not working. So font text semicolon. I think the value is font semicolon like this. I see. So you can see that this is working. Okay, so in this way you can. So this don't give correct properties many times. Okay, so if you say to this font bold, this is correct one. So let's see what he say. Okay, so it is now saying that this is correct. Okay, so this is a free version, but this is not fully accurate. Sometimes it make mistakes uh, like that, which we have just see. Okay, so I think this session is also done. You can see that all these things are looking good. And if I go to the desktop version, you can see that we have the client voices there also, and also this review section is done. Now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build the CT section. Okay, so now let's make the CT section, and for making the CT section, let me open that section first. So this is the CT section, and now we're gonna make this full sections. Okay, now what we have to do, you can see that we are not adding animations anywhere. So for adding the animation, you can do it by yourself, I think. Okay, the adding animations part is very easy. If I show you that in the reviews, if you want to add the animation, we have to just add the data AOS, and here we have to give the zoom in property, and similarly we can add the data AOS delay, and here we can give the property of 50. Okay, then we can copy this, and here we can paste this like this. Okay, and here we can write this. Here we can paste this, and here also we can paste the property, and here we can write slide up, and this would be 200. Okay, so now if I scroll to this, you can see that if I scroll now, means refresh now, so you can see that the animations are working in this. Okay, so in this way you can put the animations. So now let's get back. So here we are making the CT section. So let me open the CT section from here. Okay, now we gonna import the background image from assets hero bg.jpg. Okay, and we're gonna import AOS from AOS import AOS slash like this. Okay, so WinSurf is useful for remembering, and it will generate your code. Sometimes it's make mix. Okay, so let's try again like this. Press enter, and here we can remove this. ID would be contact. Class name would be Vipul. Hi photo. Plus call. Item center. Justify center. Large devices. Padding would be 80 pixel. It would be 20 pixel. For the large devices, padding in the top direction would be 80 pixel. 30 pixel. Gap would be 20 pixel. BG cover, BG center, like this. Style, and here we're gonna put the background image like this. Okay. Now now we have to go to inside this, and here we're gonna add the h1. In this h1 still say ready to get started. If I go below and let me see the CT section, here you can see that we have this and this, and here we have the text. So now we have to go to this h1, and here we can write text theme green, uppercase, text sm, font poppins. Okay, and after that also we can write this, and let's elevate your business with us. So, and after that we have to uh, add the some styling here also. We can write text white. Text would be 45 pixel in bigger screens. Text would be 30 pixel in smaller screens. Capitalize, and let's correct the spellings. Leading 1.2 em and leading 1.2 em, and after that we have to put the font pop in text center. Let's see. Okay, so this is working. Now let's go to the p tag. Here we're gonna put the lorem 15. Now we have to style this para class text gray 500. Okay, so let's use the 300, and text md means the text size would be medium, and the font family would be poppins. For the large devices width would be 60%, and for the smaller devices width would be full, and text center. Let's see. Okay, so you can see that we successfully have this. Now we have to make that two buttons. So let's make this two button. Here you can also put the id two buttons. So to remember, flex for the large devices, flex would be view, then flex would be call. Justify center, item center. For the large devices, gap will be 5, and gap would be 1 for the smaller devices, and for the media and margin top would be 5. Okay, now if I go here, now let's enter this, and here we can put some button. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let's copy this button. Okay, so don't copy. Let's here we are. Here we can write contact us. Okay, and let's make one more button, and this would say reach us. Okay, now let me go to the button, and here we're gonna put some classes. Okay, so here we can write bg theme green. Okay, bg theme green, and when we hover the color would be white, and when we hover the text color would be black. Padding in the y-axis would be 4, padding in the x-axis would be 6. Let me save this first, and here we're gonna have text black, text md, font semi bold, margin top would be 5, rounded md. Let's see. Okay, so you can see that this is looking good. Now let me copy this whole css from here, and we're gonna paste this css here. Okay, now just we have to duplicate we have to replace these colors. So here we're gonna write white, and when we hover here we're gonna write theme green. Let's see. Okay, so this is looking good now. Okay, if I go to its parent in this, here you can see that we have the two button, and this is also looking good. Okay, so Here we have the very less lorem ipsum, so you can increase this also. Like here you can see that we have the lorem 15. So let me go here, and here we can add the lorem 20. Now see, you can see that we have this, and also this button is looking good. Okay, so you can see that we have successfully built the whole home page. Only the some only our header and footer is left. Final part of the video also you can see that the animations are fully working. Here the animations are not working because we have to add this here also. So we have to follow the same process. So let me show you how. That here you can see that we can write data EOS. Here we can write zoom in, data EOS, delay. So here we can put the delay time, means after this much delay the animation will start. So let me copy this and this also. Here we're gonna give the 100, and for the P also we're gonna give the 150, and after that we have this here, and here we can give the slide up animation. There are so much animation, you can just go and check out there. You will find so many animations, but we are only using the basics animation to demonstrate how to make such type of projects. So now if I go below, you can see that the animations are working in the city also. Let me refresh this ones. Okay, so you can see that this is working like this. Okay, so we have successfully built the CTA section with animations also. Now let's move to the final part of the video where we're gonna build the header and footer. We're gonna build the header and footer. So let's start with the footer first. So we have to go to the footer. Okay, and here we have to import some things. So we're gonna import the Facebook icon. So here we can write FA phone volume from React FA. Then okay, and then here we can write FA Facebook F from icons FA. Then let's duplicate this 1 2 3, and here we can import the FA Twitter. Then here we can import FA LinkedIn IN. Okay, so it is saying that import failed, module build failed. Why this is failed? FA, okay, LINKEDININ from React FA. Let's see, because we are not using this, that's why it is saying this error. We're gonna fix this error. Okay, you can see that this is fixed also. Okay, now we have to don't add the animations here. I never add the animations in footer. So let's make the main box db black hide auto flex call item start justify center, and large devices would have padding in the x-axis would be 80 pixel, and padding in the normal device means normal the smaller screens we're gonna use a 20 pixel. Then padding in the y-axis would be 50 pixel, and padding in the smaller screens would be 30 pixel. Then gap would be 60 pixels. Okay, now we have to add the two boxes here. Okay, so now we have to make one more day. Okay, and this day would have beautiful height auto flex large flex row flex call item start justify center gap would be 60 pixel. Okay, then inside this we have to write div class name large, and here we can write the 40% with full flex call. This would be justify center item start, and gap would be 25 pixel. Okay, now if I see and go to the photo, right now we don't have any photo. We have, but only the colors and all. Now inside this now we have to write a div. Okay, and here we can write text theme green, font bold, text left, text 4 XL, text 3 XL, uppercase. Okay, and after that we can write next so weight span, and here we're gonna put the dot, and inside the span we're gonna put the text white. Okay, you can see that we have this. Now after that we're gonna put this to call us in working at Monday to Friday 9:00 AM to 10:00. The team will be happy to help answer your queries. Okay, like this. We have this here. So for the P, we can write text directory on text only, and the font family will be Poppins. Okay, now we have to add the div. Okay, we have to add the div. Then again we have to add one more div. So let's add the div here for this. So we are adding the div here for this. We are making the div for this and this. Okay. We have added the div here, and here let's add the classes. Flex, justify center item center, gap would be 2, text white, FA. Okay, so this is the wrong bracket, so we have to use this bracket. FA phone volume, FA phone volume, and this would be 90 and div. Let's see. Okay, so this is working, and you can see that here we have to give the classes text text string green, and size would be 5. Okay, and here we can give div, and here we can write flex, justify center item center, and the gap would be 6, and here we have Okay, like this. So let's do one thing. Let me go to the last one. Let me go to the last one, and here we can add some colors also. Here we can add the size 4, and here we can add the text white. For the hover, we're gonna add the text theme green. Cursor would be pointer. Cursor would be pointer like this. Okay, now if you see, if when I hover on this, we have the cursor pointer, and also this Facebook icon, Instagram icons, all are ready. Okay, now let's add the div here. Okay, and here we can write large, and the width would be 15% with full flex call, justify center, item start, and gap will be 6. Okay, and here we can write h1 company, and here we can also have the class name xy. Text would be 23 pixel. Text white, text with 23 pixel. Capitalize, leading 1.2 em, font Poppins. Okay, then below the h1, here we have the flex call, justify center, item center, and item start. There will be 2. Ally, and this would be home. Let's put the here text gray would be 300. Horror, text theme green, cursor pointer, text would be MD. About pricing blocks our projects. Okay, so we have 4. You have to just replace all of this. Like here you have the about, so we can replace this with about us, about us. Okay, and here also we have pricing. Then we have the blog, and similarly we can write it here projects. Okay, now again we have the 15%. So let me copy this again. Okay, so we can copy this, paste it. Okay, so you can just rename this here, like here we have the company, so here we can write services, and here we can write cloud solutions, and here we can write cyber security. Okay, so in this way you can just replace all of this content. Okay, then after that see that we have the width 15% here. After that, here below, here we have the large, and the width would be 30%. Flex call, justify center, Item start, gap would be 5. This would be this. Okay, so let me copy this h1 from the top because this is same. So we're gonna copy this and here we're gonna paste this, and here also we can write subscribe to newsletter. Okay, subscribe to newsletter, and here we can write div flex call justify center start with full like this, and here we can add the input tag put equal to text. Okay, enter your email address. Class name would be widthful, padding would be 4, BG would be transparent, border 2, border gray would be 800, rounded MD. Okay, so you can see that we have this. Now we can go below, and in the button you can say subscribe, and here we can have the classes. Go to theme green, power, BG white, text black, PY would be 4, PX would be 6, text black, text MD, and font semi bold. So font would be semi bold, and margin top would be 5. And also we have the rounded MD, meaning the border radius would be MD, will be the medium. So we have the subscribe is also working. Now let's see the footer. Okay, so you can see that we have successfully built the footer. Only our copyright section is left. Also our whole website is looking good. Now let's go below, and after that here we have this, and here we have this with full height auto flex row, flex call, item center, specify between, border top would be 2, border gray would be 700, padding top would be 6, and gap would be 10 pixel. Okay, so we have this. Now inside this we can write here copyright wait, all that reserved, and here we can write text gray 300, text MD, font poppins, text center. Okay, like this, and inside the P we have built a UL tag. Okay, let's put some style to this UL. Text gray will be 300, flex, justify center, item sign, and gap would be 6. Okay, then we can go inside, and here we can write terms of use, privacy policy, and here cookie policy. Okay, so if I go here you can see that you have the copyright section also working, and this is the copyright section, and here we have to just auto suggestion gave me 2023. I don't know why 2025 is running. Still they are giving me 2023. Okay, so if I check, you can see that our fully footer is also working. Okay, only one section is left now, which is the header. Now let's move to the final part where we're gonna make the header. So first here, let's import the link which we have. Okay, so link from. Okay, so link from React scroll. Okay, and import here we're gonna import IO close sharp from React IO 5. Okay, and also okay, and here also we're gonna import FA bars from React FA. Okay, and here we have the menu. So inside this, okay, so inside this we have to make a use state for the menu open. Set menu open. React use state equal to false. So as you can see that this is giving me auto suggestion also. Then we're gonna make the menu links here. We're gonna use the arrow and name home to home. Okay, and we can make the about. Similarly, we can make the services and we can make the projects. You can see that this is giving me auto suggestions. I'm waiting for the next suggestion, but it doesn't give me. So let me create this name. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's duplicate this, and here we're gonna write testimonials, and here also testimonials, and here also we can write contact. Okay, then here we can write use effect, and here and write this. Also, this will work every time when the menu is open. So it is depend on this menu open. We have to mention that if there. Let's close this. Okay, and this use state is not rendered, so let me use that. So I think use state is still not getting there. Okay, so okay, here we are use state false like this. Okay, and here we can write if menu open, document dot body dot class list dot add overflow hidden. Okay, as class dot remove overflow hidden. Okay, and this will remove this, and we're gonna return this, and we're gonna return something here, document dot body. Okay, that here. So if menu is open, it will add the overflow hidden, and if else, it will remove it, and by default, it will have this. Okay. Now after that, we have to make the header. So let's have this here, and here we can have header. Okay, this is the main container, and here we are saying the bg black. Padding in the y-axis will be 4, and padding in the x-axis would be 80 pixel. Padding in the px would be 7, top 0, left 0. Okay, z index would be 50, and here also we have to make a div. Class name would be flex, justify between item center. Okay, so this is our logo. Let's me like this. This is the logo, and here we are saying class name, theme green, font bold, text left, LG text 4XL. So in bigger skin the text size would be 4XL, and for the smaller skin I would text 3XL and uppercase. Okay, then here we can write so VATE span dot, and here we're gonna add the class. Okay, text white. And after that this logo is done. Logo once. Okay, and then hamburger menu button, mobile only, starts. Okay, then here you can see that we have the button, and inside the button let's put the class name text white, text 2XL, and in the medium screen it would be hidden. Okay, and let's start the on click function, and this would be like this: set menu not mobile open. So you can see that this is giving me auto suggestions, very useful suggestions, means it understand what I'm gonna do the next. Okay, then inside this you have to render the menu by ternary operator. Menu open, if its menu is open then IO sharp, and if IO bars. That's it. Okay, this is done. Now we have to make the desktop menu. Okay, let's go outside this, and here we have to make the desktop menu. Desktop menu, and here we have to write nav. Okay, the class name will be hidden, and in the medium devices it would be block, means it would be visible. Okay, then if I go to the UL, and here also we have to flex space extend technology font pop-in text white. Then here we can add menu. Here we can add menu links dot map, menu links dot map. Okay, and here we can write ally. Okay, here we can write ally, and inside this we're gonna write link to. Okay, then inside this we're gonna open this link. Okay, and we can write to link.to, and here we can write smooth to, and duration 500. Let's put the class name. So here we have to use this, and inside this we're gonna open this cursor pointer. Okay, and here we can check link.name equal to home. If this is then text green, else here we have the hover text theme green. We have transition colors. Okay, then inside that link we have to link.name like this. Now if we check, see that this is public. Okay, so this is toggling also, li is closed. Now we have to go after the mobile nav div, and here we have to start mobile menu full screen. Okay, and here we can write div. Okay, so here we have to write this, and here also we have to go, and here we can write some suggestions like text out 0, left 0, height full, width full, bg black, text white, transform, and here we can check menu open, then it will say translate x0 or translate x fill. Okay, then after that transition transform, duration 300, ease in out, z40 flex, item center, justify center, overflow y hidden. Okay, then after that here we have to write io close start like this. So now if I see, here we have this. Okay, and if I go inside this class fixed top 3 right 6 text 3 accept, and cursor will be pointer. Okay, like this. Now we have to put some on click event on this. So this will be auto close when we click on this on click, and this will say set menu false. So this will set the menu open to the false like this. You can see that this is setting with false. Okay, then after this we have to open this flex call space y6 text to excel and font, and here we can write text center font properties. Okay, then we have to render this menu links dot map. Okay, menu links dot map, and here we can write li key link dot to link, and here we gonna go to link to smoke to duration 500, class name. So here we have to write here, let's use this cursor pointer, and here also we have to check is link dot name equal to home, then text green, then hover theme green, transition colors, font toppings. Okay, so this is theme green, transition colors. Okay, so this is giving some auto suggestion, let's use that, and font would be contents. So let's try if it's working. Okay, so we are not getting this because we have not added here link dot name. So this is the li, and here we have to write link dot name. So now let's try. Okay, so you can see that we have now have this. Okay, my battery is running low. Let's charge that, plug in the charger. Okay, so we have the link dot name, and this is outside, so we have to enter this here. You can see this is working. Okay, so this is working. Okay, so we have successfully built this also, I think. Now let's see. You can see that we have this whole website fully working, and the header part is a little bit confusing, but you will be understand when you see the code. And if I go to this, you can see that we have this about services, project, testimonial. Okay, so these things still not working, but if I go here, see that this is working. Okay, so this is not working because I have let's see, go here. If I go here, you can see that I have the link, and here in the link li I have the link to, and also here we have the link to. Okay, so this is done. Okay, so we have successfully built the whole website and it is working absolutely fine. Only the everything is working, I think. Okay, and after the font pop-ins, let's do one more thing we have not done. That's why that is not closing. So what we have to do, you can see that we have this outside this. We have to put on click and this would be set only false. So now if I see, so now it is working. You can see it is going to the respective sections. Okay, so we have successfully built the whole website. Now I will show you how you can host this website for free on the Netlify. Okay, so you can see that whole website is fully working and the mobile part is also working. Okay, so now in the next part I will show you how you can host this website in the Netlify for free. So now let's host this website, and for hosting this website we have to run a command. So let me close all of these commands first. Okay, let's open this and we're gonna open a new command here, and we have to write npm run build. Okay, so this will make a build folder for the production ready. It is saying production build. So for that, okay, so let's wait for it to build, and till now we can go to our Netlify. So let me go to the Netlify. So in the Netlify we have to hold this for free, and you can also put your names, whatever names you want for your domains. So right now you can see that I already hold this, so I'm gonna hold this again. So let's add a new project and we're gonna go to deploy manually, and here you can see that we have the build folder ready. It's saying build folder is ready. So now let's go to this and this, and here we can choose that next to wait. Here we can choose this build folder and we have to just upload. Okay, so let me check my, okay, Wi-Fi is connected. So it will take hardly some seconds to upload depending on your internet speed. So you can see that this is uploaded, and if I open this here, you can see that this is hosted here, and you can share this with your friends and all. Okay, so you can have this website, and this is a beginner friendly project. I hope you understand how you can use the React.js and that Tailwind CSS. And here you can go to the project configuration, and here you will find the option change project name, and here you can change the name, like here if you want to change the name like any name like React, Tailwind, uh, agency. Okay, and you can save this, and after that it will give you that domain. So you can see that we have this domain. Okay, so we have this domain. Okay, so I hope you understand how you can make this type of projects. So all the links are in the video description. I will give you all these images for free also, and you can also have this code from the links in the video description. So I hope you understand how to make this awesome website. If you are new to our channel, please subscribe to the channel. Please like and share our videos with your friends. And I'm gonna see you next time.